Okay, guys, mute please. Okay, it's live.
Pranav, for a minute, you give me the, but it will stop if you give me the host rights.
No problem, it will not stop.
Okay, just give me for a minute, I'll give you back.
Yeah. Press Dridha Prabhu post. Yeah, Prabhu, it's live also now.
Govind Prabhu, you're on mute.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, you're on mute.
Yes, Prabhuji, you're on mute.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna. Thank you. I just unmuted myself. Prabhuji, are we good to go?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. So we welcome His Grace Varunpati Govind Prabhu and Mataji also joining with you, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji will join.
Okay, so we welcome Varunpati Prabhu and Varunpati Govind Prabhu, Haripriya Mataji, and two wonderful associates, Aryan and Satvik also joined.
Satvik will not able to join today, Prabhuji, because he got exam tomorrow.
Okay, so we
But he
welcome
will back.
Aryan. Hare Krishna
Aryan will be
Prabhu,
here. Yes,
over
I
to
think
you.
Aryan has already joined. Yes, from another.
Over to you to conduct this wonderful session of YLP. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, everyone. I hope everyone had a great session. Well, it
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. I was listening
Hare
to
Krishna.
Initially, I was on YouTube. Then later on, I joined here on Zoom. And let's start it. You could see my screen. I can hear you. You could hear me, which is great. You can see my screen. Fantastic.
Yes, Prabhu, I can see you screen.
We can see you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Suresh. So as we said, public speaking and the world of YLP, Youth Leadership Program, and that's what it is. Prabhuji has already reminded, but if anybody has not done it yet, please rename yourself. And if you will check in the previous session, Mataji had to ask number of times that what's your age, right? So the group is good, right at the front, 2 alphabets based on 6 Goswamis. They are really good to do the breakout sessions. And then your first name, and then right at the end, if you could add your Dridha Bhakti group name, that reflects which age group you are in. Now, Prabhuji is very kind. Prabhuji has already sent me updated PDF and everyone's age is there. But sometimes it takes time to look for the person and look for the age. If the speaker is here and I could see, for example, Vamana, Goranga, then it's straight away. It will give me the idea which age group you belong to. Okay, but I think we are getting used to it now. So great. Moving forward, again to remind you that this program, this particular YLP, there are many going around the world, but this particular one has put together especially for you guys in Damodar Desh. So feel lucky and try to take the best out of it, right? Not everybody getting it. You are the ones who are getting it. Okay, right. So let's spend maybe 5 minutes recapping, revising what we did last week. And then we will build on, and I will speak less and you will speak more because we have many prepared speeches today. Okay. So what we discussed. Right. Now, if you remember, we mentioned being a leader, we need to develop the skills. And one of the first skill is the communicator. You need to effectively communicate. Remember, I did aerospace engineering and there was a Russian professor. And I was so eager to hear from him because he had contacts everywhere. He had contacts in NASA, he had contacts in European Space Agency, and he had contacts with Russian Space Agency. And those three are the top one in the world. and he had contacts everywhere. And I was so eager to hear from him. I was doing aerospace engineering. And when he started speaking, we could not understand a word. There was no doubt that he was clever, smart, intelligent, but we did not understand. His accent was very different. I mean, I've been living in London for long. My accent might be very funny for you, but we could not understand much out of it. His teaching style was very awkward. We could not understand. We could not take the benefit which we could have. And this is where we say encoding. So, for example, somebody is giving the Bhagavatam. So now the content is very nice. We know Bhagavatam. We want to learn Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita. But what if the person is giving in Russian language or French? I was there in Paris, and trust me, very first day I turned up there, oh, I saw very nice. We did a kirtan, we did the prayers. Lecture started. Which language? French. Then I said, oh, are we going to have some translation? And somebody said, of course. I was very happy. And translation happened in which language? Russian. I said, oh, I don't understand either French or Russian. What am I going to do? Trust me. Trust me. It's not just the content, it's the delivery, the part of it, right? The way I'm saying it, I could feel and I could see some of the faces there. You're smiling. If the lecture is great, then you got to feel engaged, because at the end of the day, you need to take something back. So it's not just the encoding. It got to be the decoding as well. And that's what this class is going to do. Yeah. So we learned a bit about speaking last session. This session, we are going to do evaluation, but we will get to it. Remember, encoding and decoding. We need to repeat back. So if somebody will say, have you understood what I said? You will say, yes. That yes will not confirm that you have understood it. But when you will rephrase it and repeat back, then the person will understand that you have understood. Okay. And this is the art. And this is the art we need both spiritually and materially. Because remember, we look for each of you to grow up as a leader, yeah, as a devotee who is going to spread Krishna consciousness across the globe. And Srila Prabhupada ji started it, and we are going to follow on the steps. Moving forward, so this is what we said. Okay. Darsh, you got any question?
Yes. Actually,
Go
I
on.
was there last week.
You were not here last week?
Yeah.
Very nice. If you were not there last week, this is slide for you. Listen very effectively. Okay?
Okay.
Right. So whatever we said last week, this slide and maybe the slide next to it, these two slides will give you what you need.
Okay.
Okay, great. So what we said how we are going to do YLP, Young Leadership Program. So I'm going to explain to you what I'm explaining you now. Then we are going to give you the demo. It could be me, it could be Mataji, it could be Satvik, it could be Aryan, right? We are going to do the demo. And then moving forward, you're going to do the practice. So we did speaking last week, and this week you're going to deliver some speeches. And right at the end of the speech, we are going to give you some feedback, what we call evaluation. And what happens with the evaluation? If you look here, and I did briefly mention it, but I didn't describe it. I didn't explain it, what I'm going to do now. So we did prepared speeches. So you have, some of you, 12 devotees have prepared speeches. And this is the part of the planning. So you have planned that you're going to prepare the speeches. You have done it. Moving to the next one, you're going to do it. You're going to perform. You're going to deliver the speech. Moving forward, we are going to evaluate. What the evaluation is, we will see in the next slide. But from evaluation, from the feedback, we will get better, right? We will get better and better and better. So for example, in maths, if you like maths or English, then, or maybe science, then let's say if you get 60%, you give the exam, you find out what the gap is, what we call gap analysis. Okay, 40%, this is the 40% you need to focus. And you got it. Now what you will do, you will work on that You still need to keep up with the 60%, but you need to focus on 40%. Then you're aiming for 100%. And this is what we do as a part of evaluation. Next time, we improve and we take the action to improve ourselves. And then again, we plan for the exam, for the class, to deliver the speeches. And then this cycle keeps going on. Until when? Until we get 100%. And trust me, this vicious cycle never stops. Why? Because there are so many aspects in life, not only spiritual, materially as well. So this cycle, always keep this in mind. It will stay with you, right? Okay, moving forward. Now, if you think about it, so this is Darsh previous slide, and this slide is going to tell you what we did last week. Okay, we did a lot of practice as well, which we will do now, but in theory, you will understand what we discussed just in this slide. So we said, when we speak, there are many elements, but we are going to elevate the power of 3. So I'm just going to give you 3 things. Okay, just remember 3 things. First, there should be a structure. So if you are delivering a Bhagavatam class, some of you have during the week, if you're delivering a Bhagavatam class, then there should be a structure. You're not going to say things up in the air. Yeah. For example, if you're going to explain somebody about Krishna, then it will start from the beginning, then you have a middle, and then you conclude at the end. Yes. If you think about it, anything you learn in life, that's how it will be. If you're learning dance, if you're learning cooking, for example, cooking, you got the cooking classes, you got the yoga classes. Initially, the beginning, the teacher is going to explain you that what the objectives are, what are we going to do? And then there is a body, which is much bigger part, where everything is going to be explained. And right at the end, the speaker, the teacher, the leader is going to explain you that this was our objective, this is what we did. And I hope you have got it. If not, there is any question, please ask. So remember, BBC, beginning, body, and conclusion. So all the speakers today, this is what we are going to check. Always remember that. And anytime you will speak, doesn't matter whether you speak for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or for 20 minutes, like what most of the key speaker does. Second thing I said, vocal variety. So it will be very boring if just somebody will go in one monotonous stage. You won't be able to. Can you feel engaged? No, you can't. So there should be a vocal variety. Vocal is what we hear. Variety is sometimes go slow. Give the time to the audience to understand the digestion is different for everyone. And the clarity. Like, remember, if I go so far, you can't really hear me nicely, then are you going to get engaged? No, you might have the best idea in the world, but it's not clear to the people. People will say, well, he was motivated, but I don't know what he was talking about. I don't really know. So you need to be clear in your idea. And then if you're really talking about the feelings, if, for example, in your story, in your speech, Krishna has killed a demon, then express that. You might remember a couple of weeks back, His Holiness Jayapataka Swamiji Maharaj did. Did you see? He was so energetic, so much full of feelings while he was describing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji's leelas, different leelas. So this is what it is. Don't just say, oh, that person was happy. And I tell you,
I think I didn't see Jayapataka Maharaj's video.
okay, so there is a bit of catch up you need to do. I'm sure Vraj Leela Prabhuji will help you in that. Okay, there are videos online as well, I think, and you could catch up on that. And I will definitely recommend that look for Maharajji. And right at the beginning, His Grace Shri Vallabh Prabhuji also did the opening ceremony, and he also did a few things. I think it's really good. Please catch up on that. Okay, but we will continue. So remember, the feelings got to be there. Feelings. Remember, I will tell you at the time of, I'm looking for the time now. At the time of Srila Prabhupada Ji said, go out, deliver the books. And there was a devotee who said to someone, buy this book. He said, what happened if I will buy this book? He said, you will be happy. Take this book. You will be very happy. And he said, Are you happy? Because you don't sound like. So if you are happy, if you want to say somebody, take this Krishna book, this is going to change your life, then in your voice, in your body language, the person should feel it that you are happy, right?
Yeah.
And this is what the speaker does. When next time you will hear, oh, that speaker is going to come, and you will see this happens a lot. Okay, who is doing the Bhagavatam class? Oh, he is doing it. Well, I think I'm busy. Tell you what, I think I'm busy because even in his lecture or her lecture, I'm going to sleep. I better sleep at home, right? And somebody will say, oh, His Holiness Radhanath Swamiji Maharaj is doing the lecture. I know he's very soft spoken, but he's full of vocal variety. He makes the noises of the little animals. I want to come. I want to come. So remember, people will focus on your content when your delivery is nice. If your delivery of the speech is not nice, then it won't work. And while doing the speeches, remember to ignore few things. You know? No, we don't know. We don't want to know these things, okay? Remember that. This is what we don't want to hear. But I bet you, we are going to hear that. Not only from students, we hear that from the teachers as well. Whenever we say, we don't want to criticize, but when we hear from somebody, we should be conscious that we don't want to have that in our speeches, okay? And that's what the leader is. If you will see the previous speeches of the leaders, they don't have that. They are confident, they are passionate, and they have that feeling which they can convey to their audience. And that's what you should able to do, okay? Great.
Yes,
So Darsh,
because actually,
especially for you. Yes, please, go on.
because if you have these pauses,
Sorry, Darsh, not able to hear you.
because if you have these pauses, people will think that you haven't practiced. You don't know.
No,
Prabhuji, your voice is not clear, Prabhuji.
my voice is not clear. Darsh's voice is not clear.
Darsh's
Prabhuji,
voice.
Darsh's voice.
Yes, Darsh, your voice is not clear, so your voice doesn't have the clarity. Okay.
Okay.
All right, great.
Just try to go near the router somewhere.
Or you can type in if you like.
Prabhu, I have a question.
Hi. But meanwhile, we will move on. If you have a question,
Hare Krishna.
question up. But this is for today's session. So whatever I have revised was from last week. Now for today's session, evaluation. Now as a leader, you need to be best. Okay. But what will you do once you will become best? What did Srila Prabhupada ji did when he became best? He gave it to others. He developed others' skills. And that's what we want to do it today. So there will be speakers, but we just don't want speakers to come and deliver the speeches and go home. No, we want to inspire them. How? There are 3 ways of doing it. So there will be 3 minutes. First of all, the morning session, I'm going to, as I said, I'm explaining you. Then the second part is the demo. So I will be here, Mataji will be here. We are going to do the demos. So we will provide I'm reading the text from Darsh, because if we have these pauses, people might think you do not know how to talk or speak well. Okay, there are 2 ways. We don't want long pauses, but we want small pauses. Why? Because a lot of people, they have filler words. When people don't have the words, they use the words like, you know, and you will see, when you will hear today's speeches, you might able to hear those filler words. So we don't want to have those filler words. Instead of filler words, we want the pauses. Okay. So we need to move on to the speeches. So just this slide and then we are moving. So when we give the evaluation, then we have 3 things. First is commendation. Commendation is just like recommendation, but positive. Recommendation is also positive, but recommendation is something when we want somebody to improve. Commendation is when we tell somebody that what was best about your speech. So it could be, you can say, oh, you had a great opening there. You had a great structure. You had the beginning, you had the body, and you had the clear conclusion. Or you can say, wow, it was really good to see you. You were very comfortable while you were delivering the speech. You were not like, sometimes you will see it's been pushed. Some of the services devotees get, and you can feel that the person did not want to do that. Somebody must have asked him. Why? because the way he's doing or she's doing the service, then the person is not really comfortable. It's just that because somebody asked for it. Maybe at the end, nobody else was there. So always think of that. Audience. Was there any audience engagement? Now, last session, Mataji had a great audience engagement. What does that mean? Mataji was asking questions in between. Imagine if somebody will come, speak here for 1 hour and go home. And you will say, well, if I really wanted to hear that, I could have heard it later on YouTube. Yeah, because there was no audience engagement. Always remember. So another thing is to ask the question from audience during your speech, and you don't need the answer. Just ask the question, because asking questions make others feel conscious. Next thing you could say, it's a relevant topic. Somebody might be learning Chinese or Japanese, and the person will come and tell everything about that language. Or you're not bothered because you are not learning that language and you don't want to learn that language. So the topic should be relevant. Yeah. After that, again, as I said, you could say the clarity. You could say, well, your clarity wasn't good. Now, all those things I've said in commendation, they could be in the recommendation as well. So you can say, oh, you didn't have the opening. You were not feeling, we could see that you were not really comfortable, or maybe you were on one side. We could not see you, right? Well, if you're looking at my camera, you will see I'm going out. And sometimes this happens because people don't realize. The speakers, they don't realize. Now I make conscious that I'm there right in the middle, okay? But sometimes I go this way or that way. And this is all part of delivering the speech, not the content. Again, the conclusion is very important because right there at the end, this is what people are going to remember. This is what Mataji said, take home message. This is one thing they will remember. Nobody will ever remember everything, but there will be something you will remember when everything else is forgotten. And that's the key message. So what's the key message? Always think of that. Did a speaker come around and say, this is your key message? If this is your key message, that's yes, the speaker has done a great job. And as the leader, each one of you would like to do the great job. Yeah, I'm sure you will. In the summary, you will say, you will remind everyone, and it just in 1 or 2 sentences. There was a commendation, there was a recommendation, this is what I recommended you. And you will say, I will, all in all, this is what usually we say, all in all, it was a great speech. I learned this, 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 this. So this is how we do the evaluation. Now I'm explaining you, but I'm going to give you the demo. This morning, it will be all about demo. Right, okay. Remember everything on the top on the slide on the right hand side, you can see structure, vocal variety, pauses. This is the speaker supposed to use. If the speaker is not doing that, then you can use this in your evaluation. And then there is this form, which might not be clear, but it will be clear in the next slide. You can see that? Great. Okay. Now I can see Vrinda nodding. I can see Bhavya nodding. So I guess you guys can see. Okay, Bhavya showed me thumbs up as well, which means you understand what I'm saying. Or this is what I think. Okay, all right. Okay, I got many other thumbs up as well. Thank you. So in this, there are a few examples. And this is just to, if you say, there are so many things there. Clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, audience. And then what you could do as the evaluator, you can think whether the person did what you thought. Yeah, whether the person did what you were expecting. So there could be different levels. That, yeah, your clarity was between 1 to 5. You could rate the other person. You could say, oh, you were okay, you are still developing. Oh, you are emerging, you're getting better than before. Well, tell you what, it was what we expected. Accomplished. You accomplished the mission. Oh, you really did very well. Not only what I expected, you did better than that. Or you can say, tell you what, you were exemplary, which means you are the role model. We should learn from you. And this is the way we give the evaluation. Okay, few things. Initially, what the person has done good. Couple of things. We don't want to give a big list. Couple of things, maximum, that what the speaker can improve. And then at the end, again, appreciate that the speaker has delivered a great speeches. Okay. So now the time for the speakers. But before that, I will just mention the timer. There is going to be a timer. What the timer is going to do. And I think I can quickly show. RN is there. RN is going to take this roll up. And this is again part of the leadership. Leader, they take the role. They don't just sit on one side and let others do it. No, they lead by example. Okay, so I will show you, but Aryan will be here. Aryan will show as well. So if you see, if everybody is looking at my camera, look for it, keep looking for it. Magic going to happen. That's my favorite color, green, because in the traffic, you don't need to stop if it's green. And then yellow, and then red. Now look for Aryan's camera when you are speaking. What you could do, if you want, you could pin him, but this is what's going to happen. Okay, based on the timing of your speech, you're gonna see green color, yellow, or red. So the speech is for 3 minutes. Once you have reached 2 minutes 30 seconds, you will see green background. Then you will see yellow at 3, and at 3:15 you will see red. Then you will have only 15 seconds to stop it. If you won't stop it, maybe somebody will mute you. Okay.
Prabhuji, what if we do it before time? Before 3:15?
If you will finish before 2:30, then we will still request you to say a few more words. I will say, say a few more. Maybe start. Yes.
If we finish before 3 minutes, should we say more words, or is it okay? Is that
well? Okay? If minimum you need to see the green. If you have seen the green, which means you're good.
Okay.
Minimum is 2:30.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
Thank you for that question, because you asked the question from everybody's point of view. But now this is the time when we move to the speeches. I've already taken half an hour to revise it, to explain it. Now this is the time to do the demos.
Prabhu, can you ask everybody to pin Aryan's video?
Yes.
And Aryan will need to open his video.
Aryan, could you please? Okay, he's just coming online. He's going to. Well, he's online. If you can.
Sorry, Prabhu, just a second. Prabhu, just a second. Braj Prabhu, are you there?
Pranav, your voice is a bit.
Oh, okay. I just wanna. Just a second. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, much better. Thank you.
Okay. So I just wanna ask if Braj Prabhu is here, because we might be getting an issue with the YouTube live. So I just wanna ask Prabhu if he can, if I should use an OBS and cover the children's face.
Right. Okay.
Because there's some issue with YouTube.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. No.
Braj Prabhu, are you there? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. My mobile is not here. Otherwise, I can.
Hello. Hare Krishna.
Okay, you just continue. It's okay.
Okay. Great. All right. Let's. Okay. Sure. Let's carry on. So now I will.
No, Prabhuji, we have used any topic. We had got that information.
Got the message from Kavita from GB. Okay, we will come back to GB. We will start from the first group, which is Rupa Goswami's group. And okay, so the very first speaker from RG group. Now there are two there, and I have the names for both. But rather than me requesting a particular speaker, would you like to nominate yourself from Rupa Goswamiji's team RG? There are two speakers. Who would like to go first? Because volunteering yourself is again part of leadership. And I'm going to unshare my screen. And everybody else, please make the notes while the speaker is there. For two reasons. First, you are going to give the evaluation. And the second, there will be a quiz at the end. So you need to have your both effective listening and the evaluation skills going on. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share so we can see the speaker. Right, shall I take the name or somebody from Rupa Goswami ji's group would like to nominate?
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, I'm Anirudh speaking. Should I nominate or it's a self-voluntary thing?
Well, okay. Yash is there and Loknath is there from Rupa Goswami ji's group.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, any one of them, Anirudh, do you think any one of them would like to come on?
So I guess I'll say
Anirudh.
Yashas to tell first.
Let
Yeah.
Anirudh. Yasha's went to the
Yeah.
washroom. He'll come little latest.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Fine. Then we can start with Loknath.
Well, okay, please, Loknath. And when the speaker is coming, well, I will request, usually we will start from the first word, which is we say, Hari Bol. Could you just raise your hands? Please, so the speaker is getting motivated that we are getting ready for him. Hari Bol. Very nice. Loknath, over to you. Remember, you have 3 minutes. Okay? Go for it. I'm going to put myself on mute as well.
Yasha's went to the washroom. He'll come little latest.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Am I
Fine.
audible?
Then we can start with Loknath.
Yes.
Well,
Hare
Krishna,
okay, please,
Prabhuji.
And
Firstly,
when the
I would
speaker
like
is
to thank
coming,
all
well,
my
I will
gurus and
request,
his
usually we will start
for giving me this wonderful opportunity to speak.
from the
I
first
request
one, which
all
is
the Vaishnavas present
to
here
you.
to
Remember,
please
you have
bless me
3
so that
minutes.
I can learn the art of
Okay?
speaking
Just
and
to
attract
Go for it.
many
I'm going to put
devotees
myself
in
on
Krishna
mute as well.
consciousness
went
to
to
my
the
words.
washroom. He'll come little
Let me
latest.
first
Oh,
introduce
okay.
myself.
I didn't know that. Fine.
I am
Then we can start with
Loknath
Loknath.
Yes.
studying in grade 6.
Well,
Hare Krishna
okay,
Mataji
please,
is happy
Loknath.
to tell you
And
all that
when the
I
speaker
will
is coming,
all
well, I
my
will
name from His Holiness Jai Pataka Swami Maharaj. I have a very strong attraction for Lord Narasimhadev, his form and his love to Prahlad Maharaj, which attracts me. Sometimes I wonder, is there any connection between my name and Lord Narasimhadev? For instance, my second name is Lok Narasimha. Out of all animals, I love the lion, which is also connected to Lord Narasimhadev. To my astonishment, the SP presentation given to me is Prahlad Maharaj, where I can glorify Lord Narasimhadev. Is this not wonderful bond? I also have a great interest in drawing and artwork. I also like to sing kirtans and play. My mother used to say when I was young, I used to sit in a sofa and preach to my brother. The SP presentation given to me is I also told the story of Lord Damodar once. There are many souls. I would like to develop the good ways to speak and attract many people into our movement. This is one of the main reasons I want to join the Toastmaster session too. There are many souls who don't know the Supreme Lord. I feel so bad when I see them suffering in this material world. So my goal is to bring them all under the shelter of Srila Prabhupada. And this platform of Dridha Bhakti classes became my strong foundation for this. I'm really thankful to everybody here and seek all your blessings to be successful both spiritually and materially. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
Hare
Krishna. Thank you so much, Loknath. Great. So, great. Right, I will give you, and if Aryan is the timer noting me, I should not go more than a minute, right? But I will try to wrap up even quicker. But everybody else, please note down all those things. Remember, in evaluation, we said good thing and a couple of recommendations and write at the end conclusion. And I'm going to do the demo now. Loknath, it was really, really good to hear your voice. The voice was so clear. The topic was relevant. Right, I will give you, and if Aryan is the timer here, noting me, I should not go more than many good names. But everybody else, big devotees, please note down all those things. Remember, in evaluation, we said good thing, and a couple of recommendations, and write at the end conclusion. And I'm going to do the demo now. Really, really good speech. Couple of recommendation I would like to give. Okay. Voice. Now the very voice was thing, so clear. Currently you are sitting, and when you were delivering, you stood up, which was very good. Which was very good. But when you stood up, the camera was such that your face went a bit higher. However, because your voice was so good, and you also had the structure there, it was very easy for us to follow your voice. I'm going to do the demo now. The second recommendation I would like to give, well, the first recommendation I would like to give, like we are sitting now. Now the very voice was so clear. Currently you are sitting, your face is and when you were delivering, or if you're going to stood up, which was very good, that you will adjust your camera. But when you stood up, okay, the camera was such that your face went a bit higher, and we are just going with the two. That, because your voice has showed me red, and everybody also had the structure. This is the way it was very easy for us to. And the second recommendation is demo now. The second recommendation I would like to give. Well, the first recommendation I would like to give. Okay, like when you will watch the YouTube voice was so make sure you watch your own speech, and you will realize there were few of those where we can use the pauses. If we don't have a proper filling words, just slow a bit and use that. Okay, but I really like your vocal variety. It was really good. You were passionate when you were speaking. There was a very well structured. If you take care of those two couple of recommendations, I think we're gonna enjoy your future more. So thank you so much for your speech. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare. Well done. Great. Okay, now we are going to move on to the second speech. Someone please confirm if who was Yash. Yash is back. Anirudh, do you know if Yash camera is not on? Is Yash back? Or tell you what, let's leave Yash for now.
Prabhu,
yes.
he went to the washroom, so I don't know whether.
No, Prabhu, I'm there. I'm there.
All right.
But my camera does not work.
Camera does not work, but Yash's voice is there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shouldn't start.
Yeah, no worries. What we will do, we will move to the second group. So what we will do, let's plan it such a way that we will have one speaker from each group. Okay. So the second
no,
group,
Prabhu,
and now rather than going in a sequence, we will jump from team 1 to team 6. So everybody will be ready. Nobody will think, oh, it's going in sequence, my turn will come later. No, because remember, everybody needs to have effective learning going.
Camera does not
and at the end, we will go into the breakout session, plan it such a way, be doing the evaluation. And if you have not, I hope that you have. Everybody got those forms which I shared on the WhatsApp group. If not, I will share it here. Okay.
Again.
On the WhatsApp group, I shared what we call evaluation sheet. If you
I got them, but they're very behind, so I'm not able to find them.
Right, okay. No worries, no worries. If you remember the screen I shared, the clarity, the vocal variety, the body language, right? Audience engagement, the questions, those are the things were written there. So, and again, currently we are just focusing on few aspects just to learn. And then as we will go further, we will work in details. But for now, I think we are good. Okay, moving to the second speaker, who is going to be from team 6, Raghunath Das, RD group. Then, okay, there are 2 names there. Anybody would like to vote?
Dimanta.
Okay,
Dimanta.
Okay, Dimanta.
Yeah, okay.
To you, and I will request as soon as you will start your first word, Aryan will start the timer. Keep focusing, and that we will have one minimum. Okay, I'm going to mute myself. Over to you, Dimita.
Hare Krishna to everybody. Hope you all are doing great and safe.
Anybody would like to vote?
I'm 9 years old and I'm studying in grade 5.
Dimaka.
Okay, Dimanta.
Okay, Dimanta.
Yeah, okay. And today I'm going
And
to
I will
speak
request
about
as
the
soon as we'll
importance of the
start your
guru.
first
So now
word,
let's start.
Aryan will start the timer.
Om Agyan
Keep
Timiranda
focusing,
Sya
and
Jnana
aim will have
Jnana
volume
Sya
minimum.
Shaksharam
Okay,
Militam
I'm going to
Yena Tasmai Shri
mute
Gurave
myself.
Namaha.
Over to
The
you,
meaning of the
Namita.
sloka is,
Where
I
Aryan
call
is
to
going to take.
everybody,
Who's
hope you
there?
all are doing great and safe.
Anybody who would like to vote?
I'm 9 years old and I study in grade 5 and
Okay,
Dimanta like this. Everyone is
Dimanta.
active, respected. And today I'm going
And
to
I will
speak
request
about
as
the
soon as we'll
importance of the
start your
guru.
first
Also
words,
representative
Aryan will
of
start
the
the
Lord.
timer.
Om Agyan
Keep
Timiranda
focusing,
Sya
and
Jnana
aim will have
Jnana
volume
Sya
minimum.
Shaksharam
Okay,
Militam
I'm going to
Yena Tasmai Shri
mute
Gurave
myself.
Namaha.
Over to you,
The meaning of the
Namita.
sloka is,
Where
I
Aryan
call
is
to
going to take.
everybody,
Who's
hope you
there?
all are doing great and safe.
Anybody who would like to vote?
I'm 9 years old and I study in grade 5 and my
Okay,
favorite song like this. Everyone is
Dimanta.
active, respected. And today I'm
And I will
going to speak
request
about
as
the
soon as we'll
importance of the
start your
guru.
first
I am
words,
now
Aryan will start the timer.
Om
Keep
Agyan
focusing, and aim will have volume
like
minimum.
this.
Okay, I'm going to
Everybody's life.
mute myself. Over to you,
The meaning of the
Namita.
sloka is,
Where
I
Aryan
call
is
to
going to take.
everybody,
Who's
hope you
there?
all are doing great and safe.
Anybody who would like to vote?
I'm 9 years old and I study in grade 5 and
Okay,
civilization. Shiksha Guru, the Guru who teaches you about Krishna, which comes from the scriptures. Diksha Guru, the Guru gives initiation as the one who will give you the ticket back to Godhead. And Chaitya Guru, the Guru who is in your heart and is also known as the Paramatma and the most important Guru. And now I will conclude my topic with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And first, I will thank everyone who has given me this opportunity to speak about the importance of the Guru. And I will thank everyone. I will thank Varunpati Prabhu who has given me this opportunity and also the one who is teaching me. And I thank all my gurus, otherwise I would not be here. And also thank Srila Prabhupada because he is the main person I would have joined to ISKCON. Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Very nice, Dimanta. That was a really, really, really nice. Fantastic. Great. Okay. Aryan, I'm going to start the evaluation and please readjust your background. Thank you. So Dimanta, listen, your speech was great. You had a clear objective. Right in the beginning, you mentioned what you are going to talk about. You mentioned I'm going to talk about Guru. You gave the mantra, you explained the mantra. And not only that, you explained the mantra, you sang the mantra. We were with you. And this topic was so relevant because all of us here in Krishna consciousness knows this mantra.
Otherwise, I would not be here. And also thank Srila Prabhupada because he is the main
recommendations.
Person I would have joined to ISKCON.
Somewhere in between,
Hare
I
Krishna,
thought
Jai
that you
Srila
might be going a
Prabhupada.
bit faster. Try to slow down. Remember this, that audience. And if you think, nice, if you observe, I'm going a bit slow. Really nice. Just to reflect the power of pause.
Yeah.
Great. When we go very fast, sometimes we are motivated, we are inspired. The audience might not. And please readjust your background. What we need to do, we need to slow down. We need to give them the time. Listen. Okay. Your speech was great. I think this was you had a clear objective. Second recommendation, and this recommendation will be for you everyone. Mentioned what all the recommendation is for everyone. You mentioned I'm going to talk about Guru. You gave the mantra, right, you explained the mantra. We need not only that you explained the mantra, you sang the mantra. Conclusion, you concluded very nice. This you concluding your relevant because all of us else we could have. Maybe next time knows this you could ask what we call call of action. You can ask everyone. Thank you. We need to give them every time. Listen to see your speech was great. Types of Guru. You had a clear objective. Second recommendation, and this recommendation will be for you mention what all the recommendation is for everyone. I'm going to talk about Guru. You mentioned gave the mantra, you explained the mantra. Not only that you explained the mantra, you sang the mantra. Conclusion, you concluded very nice. This you concluding your relevant because all of us else we could have. Maybe next time knows this you could ask what we call call of action.